Headline number 3. According to the Wall Street Journal, IKEA shoppers want their maze back, Chris. They want it back. They want their maze back, their maze back, their maze back. They want their maze back, their maze back, their maze back. Apparently, Katie Deaton, the Wall Street Journal reporter, said that IKEA over the past 5 years has opened new urban stores that diverge from the typical IKEA store experience that guide customers on a winding course through showrooms devoted to different parts of the home. But based on customer interviews and feedback surveys, IKEA found that many shoppers crave the guiding hand of the original IKEA store design. And so IKEA is consequently redesigning the floor plans and signage of its downtown locations to make them look more like those of its larger out-of-town stores. Chris, this is also the put you on the spot question from our friends at A&M.
Ooh.
Here it is.
Okay.
A&M says this was a fascinating experiment and results coming from IKEA on store layout and customer and consumers wanting more guidance in their shopping experience. What practical lessons, Chris, should other retailers take from this, regardless of the size of the box?
Oh my gosh, that is such a good question, Anne. I love this because I love when they ask me a question where I can just be as blunt as F. Like, I just love it because the lesson should be in, and I firmly believe what I'm about to say, and I know I'm going to take a lot of flack for this on social media. The customer isn't always right.
Okay.
That is my takeaway here. Because I said that because when you're taking feedback on what can be improved, there are always things that can be improved. But whether a customer, all things being equal, actually wants them improved at the end of the day is a different story. So it's very open to interpretation. The customer ultimately is always right at the end of the day, but the customer is not always right in what they're telling you. So as much as I hate, quite honestly, loathe the IKEA layout, I've been on record as saying it's the seventh circle of hell. I too do not want it to go away because it is functional in how it operates. It's for lack of a better way to put it, I was talking about this in the airport yesterday. I think it's organized by room. It's like by room on steroids with major vignettes along the way through the entire shopping experience. And that's one, because people want to be inspired. And two, because they want help in seeing what goes together, because they're thinking about their specific decorating needs as they shop. Because you go to IKEA when you need a big shopping trip. You don't go there to like peck and hunt certain items. You go there when you have a job to get done. That's why it's so big. That's why there's so many people there every week. And that is my opinion on why that design works. And so all of which is summed up best by, I think, IDEO, which is the best research never, ever beats live trial and error. And as IDEO founders used to say, enlightened trial and error beats enlightened planning every time. And that's what you see here. They tried this out in their new stores and they realized it didn't work. So they're going away from it. So, hey, cool. No skin off the back. Let's go back to what we know works well.
I'm gonna disagree with you a bit here.
Okay.
I think that your same point about the customer is not always right could also be applied to the recent research that they've done saying that the customers don't want the maze. I think you need to dig a little bit deeper into this because
fair point.
You ask customer interceptions, while valuable, can also, like, if you ask somebody exactly what they want, they're going to tell you what they think that they want, and maybe that's not always right. So I think that the happy solution here for IKEA is somewhere in the middle, which it sounds like they're starting to do. Like they're taking the stores and maybe not just being like a showroom for different rooms like they have in the urban stores right now, but I think it's some kind of happy medium. I also think you have to think about the revenue that's been lost in these stores
100%.
And that headline, because that, I think, like, IKEA can come out and be like, no, it's our customers that wanted it. It's not that we were losing revenue because you don't have to wind through the whole maze.
So you think there's subterfuge at play here, Anne? Is that what you're saying?
I do. I totally do.
Wow.
I think that what needs to happen, and I do believe that IKEA is doing this, is what purpose does your store serve? You said this yesterday in our Peapod Fast Five. Like, the consultant answer to A&M's question is, it depends. What type of shopping trip are you on? And I think that for these small format IKEAs, I still like the idea that you can order online and use this as a pickup destination. So I think it's figuring out like what part of the store needs to be picked up, because there are scenarios where you do just want that picture frame. You do just want some of those things. And that's why pickup at IKEA has been so successful. The curbside pickup or the waiting in line pickup has been so successful. or you're doing product returns. So I think that that is still should still be a focus, but I do think that, you know, it depends on what journey your customers are on. Sometimes you're going to IKEA and you want the Instagram discovery experience. Sometimes you want the Amazon seek and destroy experience where you got two things that you need to replace, or you need a light bulb for your Fliegenblaven lamp and you need to go get that. So I think that right now they need to figure out what's the right format for these urban stores, the right combination of maze plus seek and destroy, like order fulfillment pickup.
Got it. Yeah, that's interesting. I still think at the end of the day that IKEA is about getting the chore done. You move into a new house, it's the place you go to get everything you need as quickly as possible. And that's how these stores have to be designed. Your point about maybe this is subterfuge is really interesting, though.